right? Yeah. Oh. Any script. Hold that thought.
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror.
Wow, really? I thought I timed that perfectly. Oh. Where is that? There we are. Trust no one in the dark. Oh, and I got some flares too. I use these up first. The flares don't kill them instantly. I think there might be a cooldown on the dodge. Oh, he walked on it. God damn it, there's still one more. There we are.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
It's Lorna Miles.
Oh, why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
Well, I just don't see why the cops bother with the trailer park.
What do you mean?
Helping us normal citizens instead of wasting resources on those people.
Well,
Let the trash sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt.
Whoa, whoa.
Alan Wake, you
Everyone
jerk
calm
off.
down.
Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
won't get you yet, even if it kills you. You hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine. Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
More flares. Still no gun yet. There we are. Got a revolver again. Alright. What the fuck? What the fuck is up with that tree? I was more freaky than anything I think I've witnessed in this game so far.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Darkness controls them. Hey, I got the shotgun back. I'm dead. Oh, it's a double barrel. Ah, fuck you. It's like so easy for him to hit me. Like, there's such a huge hitbox when he does that charge. That won't work. I thought I could get more, health back if I stood in the light.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Oh. I guess I don't go that way, because it's not telling me to go that way. I mean, that only makes sense, right? Oh, holy shit.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
Train.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. Alan. I'm so afraid. It keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Alright, here we are. Oh. You can hear breathing. What the? Bastard. Oh, that's why. Alright. Oh, I missed the page here.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
Oh yeah, this is when the I think this is when the inanimate
I
objects
could
start
see a railway bridge up ahead
floating at
and a
you.
warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
That breathing is the only thing that's actually making me a little tense. It's like right in my ear.
darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
What the fuck? Oh god.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me. As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Heavy duty flashlight. Hi. Oh. In light, you can hurt them. Why does it keep reminding me of that? I already know this shit. I'm like almost to the end of Or I'm like in chapter 3 now. If I don't know by now that light hurts them, I'm never going to know it. Oh. Another episode of The Scary Door.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they're merely a thin veneer of desperate
Get outta here.
self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derleth.
Well, I guess that's the least what would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you...
Hey, she's Poison Ivy.
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
The first two were better, though.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Oh. It kind of glitched there. Sounds like a great place. Yeah, doesn't it? Oh. Alan. Jump over it. Bullshit. Oh god. He ran over him. Oh god. Don't run. He's running over me. There we go. Heavy metal. I think they plan on me using a lot more equipment, because holy shit, they gave me a lot. Damn.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Well, they... I mean, they're not stopping me from going this way. Oh wait, yeah they are. The bridge is out. I wonder, is there something back here, though? Wait a second. Can I actually drive the truck, or... No. Guarantee there's probably a page or something back there. They let me go back that far. I can drive. Alright.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI.
How
the whole
disappointing.
world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity. Even during daytime, I was being stalked. The bridge must have collapsed only moments after I'd crossed it.
Oh. Again, disappointing. I thought there'd be something here. But I guess not. I can change cars if I want. Let's take the Jeep. Probably has air conditioning. Oh god, the handling on this isn't as good though. Oh. Oh. This is another car I can take.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
Oh. Uh-oh. Hill. I see that. What a nice hill it is. I like how they have all these different cars. I think they expect people in this game to just be terrible drivers. Or people who play this game. Like, every place that you can stop has a car by it, and you can just take it. It's also interesting that there's no people here.
Welcome back to KBF FM.
Oh yeah, this is a Firewatch tower.
Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? Hey, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Well, it reminds me that, I'm actually playing a good game. Not a walking simulator. I have zero enthusiasm to ever play Firewatch. Not that I don't think it has any business existing. I mean, if people like it, that's fine, but... It's... No, it's like... It was... The only thing good about it was the voice acting. I didn't even really like the art style in that game. It's not for me. That's not a game for me.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Honestly, I kind of feel like that they should really have their own category for games like that. I don't see why people are so against that idea either. It's not an insult, it's just a better way to describe it. And not like walking simulator. I would call it more like an interactive novel or something like that. An interactive visual novel. Like games that don't have failure states. And you're just solely playing it for the story. I don't think that they don't... Like, they definitely have a place. It's just... I don't want to get something like that confused with an actual game that has actual gameplay. And, like... There's people that love that kind of stuff, and it's perfectly alright to like that stuff. I'm not looking down on you for it. Just call it for what it is, so that... The only reason why I think people might be afraid to call it anything but a video game is that they're afraid it's going to sell less because it's not a video game. It's an interactive... well, the way I put it, it's an interactive visual novel. And, I mean, I wouldn't say that it might be false... But you kind of have to just deal with it, because I actually kind of think that calling something like Firewatch a video game is misleading. Because I kind of agree with Total Biscuit in that a game has to have a failure state in order for it to be considered a game. And Firewatch, as far as I know, has no failure state. Like, that's the bare minimum that I think a video game should have, is a failure state. And so, technically, I think, Telltale, the Telltale games, they would actually still be considered games, because even though it's basically a big QuickTime event... Oh, I can't go any further, I don't think. Even though it's basically a bunch of QuickTime events and walking around, but there are instances... Oh, wait, I can't go that way. There are instances where you fail and you have to start a part over. And it's usually in those parts where there's a lot of press this button or press that button. And if you don't press it enough of them, then either the part's going to change or you're going to outright fail and you have to do it over again. So I would call them a game. I don't know about Vanishing of Ethan Carter, because, I actually follow that guy on Twitter. I actually like him a lot, but I'm not sure if I would consider that a game. Now, you might actually consider that game, now that I'm thinking about it, because it's puzzle-based. Basically, puzzle-based games basically have an indirect failure state, because if you don't solve them right, then you either have to do them over again or you don't go on. Now, I don't consider puzzles like Find This Key or like find this key or open the right door or things like that. I don't really consider that real gameplay. Or even so much as, like, yeah, I wouldn't really consider find the code to this lock to be gameplay either.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Having only them, at least, I wouldn't consider them, because they're not puzzles. They're just barriers to, they're just barriers, to moving on. And they're not particularly hard barriers, it's just find this to do this. Now, if you're finding puzzle pieces, put puzzle pieces into things to move on, or you're finding like you're finding pieces to a puzzle and then you have to put the puzzle together, then that I would consider gameplay. Like elements of gameplay and then gameplay itself are different things, I think. Because you have to have different parts of it to make up something that turns into gameplay, but that's just my feelings on it. I wouldn't consider that fact. I would just consider that, me personally, that's what I consider gameplay and what's not gameplay. Like, just having a story and then just being able to walk around and advance the story, that's not a video game. That's a visual novel. So, probably Amnesia Machine for Pigs would probably be a good example of that, because that game didn't even have puzzles, as far as I heard everyone say. Which is funny, because they basically turned an actual game into a walking simulator with the sequel. Because Amnesia had actual gameplay. Sure, people would disagree with me on that, but no. There's a failure state, and there's actual gameplay in that game. You have to hide from the monster. I mean, it's heavily story-based, but still. And there's puzzles in it. Might be a bit of a faulty logic to that. I think it's pretty sound, but like my feelings on the matter. But I don't know. Like, I don't take too much stock in like defining things. I don't find them like setting them in stone and like saying this is the way it is. If not, then you're stupid and your opinion doesn't matter. No, that's wrong. It's kind of like with genres of music. Like, it's actually really hard to define some genres of music, especially rock, because like there's like such variation nowadays in different types of music. And the only reason why I would define it as a certain like genre or subgenre is not to set it in stone and say this is the way it is, this is the way it has to be. I just do that because it's easier to define. Like, say if someone wants to figure out, like, I like this band, but I want to find more stuff that sounds like it. Can I find it in this genre or subgenre? It says, yeah, just look up this such and such. If looking up the band doesn't get you any results to looking up related things to it, then you have the genre to look up. So that's really all it is, and that's really all people should consider it as. It's just something to help you define things that are similar to it. But like, if there's variations to it, I mean, that's not a big deal. You don't have to get up in arms about it.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
Anyway, that's my rant for the day.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Oh good, I have all my stuff
Where the
still.
hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by
You
you.
want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello! Ah! I'm gonna kill him!
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
Oh.
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
I forgot he jerks up a little when falls. Alright.
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
I don't know why they put a revolver there. Really? It can't get me. Make sure I have plenty. Hi. Thought I heard a chainsaw there for a second. Oh wait, go back down. Might be something else. Oh no, there's not. Never mind. Yeah, it's really easy to deal with. Except that one.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Oh, maybe I do have to use this. I put these all here on purpose so that you run into them by accident. That's not so bad. Let's hope I didn't miss any pages. Didn't seem like I missed anything. Bastard. I hear you. Here's Johnny. Oh wait. I'm gonna die. I knew it. You got a cheap shot off on me. That's what they wanted you to do. Oh, there we are. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Follow.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the Dark Presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Whoa. Kind of failed there. Open. There.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
Hey, something wants to see me through this. Hold on, let me see if... Might be something this way, actually. Oh, I thought there was a yellow thing. Damn it. I can't go through here, can I? No. I almost feel like I can go up there and get in that, but... Nah. There's nothing in there that's worth it. What the fuck? Oh. I see you. Actually, it might be a good idea to just use this. Ah, you bastard. What the f... I'm gonna die. I swear, there's so many cheap shots. I would be really pissed if it weren't for the fact that they are incredibly forgiving with these checkpoints. They almost always put you right before the spot you died at. Alright, this is where I want to use this. Fucker. Really? Headshot. Also, I always typically know where I go wrong, even after I die. And then I can deal with it a lot easier. So, the AI is tough, but it's manageable.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Yeah, Nintendo is really seems to be strict with those, with dropouts. It seems. Like, I've heard people complain about that before. I see some coffee up there. So an area there too, but let me get coffee first. Oh god. Oh god! Alright. I just remembered I can walk in this game. Oh, baby steps. Ow. This breathing. I don't know if I should be terrified or turned on right now.
had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Yeah, good. I hate this double barrel. Rather have the pump action. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna go this way first. Oh wait, does it matter? Maybe it doesn't matter. Oh. There is a coffee thermos over here. I didn't mean to use that, but oh well, there's more here. Oh! I'm gonna die. Yeah, it really does not matter. It really does not matter who you fight in this game. Everyone is deadly. I actually kind of think that's a good thing. You're constantly on your toes. I got you.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Jesus, I seriously hope not. That actually terrified me. Come on already. keeps restarting the music. I'm not sure if he'll follow me. Yeah, he does. There we are. Finally killed the son of a bitch.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Oh, hi. Ow, that's rude. Look like there's anything in there. Alright. Oh, Jesus, I almost passed right by that.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Great Peak Gorge, originally founded in 1928. The Great Peak Gorge mining town. One of the permanent settlements the Bright Falls Mining Company built for its workers. Nearby graveyard is a testament to the dangers the miners face on a daily basis. Most of the men who lost their lives over the years here are buried there. A grim reminder to be careful for those who remained. Great Peak Gorge was abandoned almost overnight. The Bright Falls Mining Company closed its doors in 1970. So yeah, this place be haunted. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Oh wait, I already searched that. Never mind. Oh. This place is so large, I think there's more. I keep thinking there's more here than there actually is. probably goes to here. Yep.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
It's another thing that writers do all the time, too. They take inspiration from other earlier works. It's kind of neat that he's, I don't know, do I want the hunting rifle, or should I think I should stick with the shotgun. I kind of like it. Hold on. How much hunting rifle ammo will I get? It's slower, but it's more powerful. More powerful at long range, and then I have my pistol for medium range. Medium and close. This still does a pretty good job of the big guys, too, so maybe I should take the hunting rifle. I wonder, was Alan Wake ever run a GDQ? Actually, I feel like it was. But I don't know. I'm sure someone's probably speedrun this game.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
That's rude.
Birds.
Oops. It's more of a waste than anything, trying to deal with them. Best to just chase them away and just keep running. Oh wait. Also, did I completely? No, I got the stuff that was there. Oh wait, here we are. I was wondering where I was supposed to go. Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
Whoa, Jesus.
Alice?
Alice!
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here. The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
Alright, I think that's a checkpoint, right? Hold on. Next checkpoint, I'm gonna cut it for the night.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
Oh. Hey! Oh, rude. He hit me the second the cutscene ended. That was the first time that I got attacked, like, immediately after one of those. Oh, I can't go that way. Alright.
have to make my way
There we
up
are.
this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Alright. Hit the checkpoint, so... Oh, I am all done for the night.